just realized something here. It's like the other day I was watching a movie and this dude was talking in some Asian language, and I was like, that's Japanese. I didn't know what the hell he was saying, but I knew that was Japanese, man. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell the difference between Chinese dudes speaking and Japanese, but I still don't know what the heck they're saying. But it's almost like Mexicans, man. When you catch real, like Southern Cali Mexicans, they got this real funny speech, and you can just tell who they are. But then when they speak Spanish, all you know is they're speaking Spanish, but you can't tell the dialects because look, I don't speak Spanish. But look, this is the same way language works. This is how you can figure out who's related to who in Indian culture. Like you could before they were put on the reses and they all forgot their own languages in a way, and then they've been scattered now. Now everyone's got to like take fragments from their own language, which they're not really related, but they could be kind of related in the sense that they're all from the American continent. You know what I'm saying? Just like over there in Asia, you know, I can't tell the difference if it's Korean and like there's other like Indo-Chinese type halfway in between India and China that even have different kinds of speaking. I don't understand all that. There's no way I can because, you know, I just haven't been even introduced to it really in a deep enough manner. But I mean, I understand these type of things by understanding the Indian thing. And it applies abroad. You know what I'm saying? Between like French, Spanish, and people from England. Back in the day, that was like, and then you got your Norwegian folk up there with even another language. So, boom, once again, you could tell who's related to who. What if these white people over here speak half, like more language as well at the same time? It's like you could tell they must be neighbors with those people. So you'll hear their terms pop up. You just like Apache means enemy. It's not, doesn't, hey, whoever is against us is the enemy, but it really means the Cherahua, you know what I'm saying, or something to that effect. So from what I know of it, but I'm just saying that, for instance, this is kind of how the things work. Their names change. I don't know the Iroquois' real name, what they called themselves, but I know that we called them adders. That's what their name Iroquois meant in Chippewa. That's how the language worked. I guess one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter again, or one man's politician is another man's N-word. You know what I'm saying? And that's mostly white folk that be participating in that type of behavior in politics these days. And it was worse back then too. So don't get me wrong. I'm grateful that people are kind of out of that mindset. But then again, now we're in something different that's even kind of worse. So it's like I can almost appreciate the bad, man. You know what that's kind of how it works. See, they hammer you with the evil so hard. They want you to take the lesser evils, you know what I'm saying, and be happy. And then they will eventually push you back to this again, like what it is to really be hammered between two extremes. And see, that's what it is. They're trying to do it each way is backwards as well. It's kind of like with this whole hermaphrodite thing I'm seeing going on in the inversion of it, the perversion of it, because it's not the true meanings. Like even in the Bible, when Jesus said someone is like, whoever does the will of the Father is the same as my mother and my brother and my sister. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's your freaking family, and you don't see people as so much in a sexual way. It also kind of casts that off. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's what they try to trick you into thinking what that real meaning is, where when men become like women and women become like men. In the right way, there's a right way and a wrong way. The wrong way is what we're seeing today. But in Kung Fu, this is true, man. It's like this. If a man can attain the gracefulness of women without losing his manliness, is power and strength. And a woman who can have courage and strength and do what's right also is her becoming like men, having the courage to be like men, but still yet maintain be cool with being a woman. See, that's the thing. They try to flip you into wanting to be the opposite when you don't have to be. You just learn from one another, apply it. Don't go overboard with it. You don't want to be dressed in drag to become graceful. You know what I'm saying? You still got, it's like the Japs. To see, this is what I was saying. Excuse me if that sounds, it's just short. So I don't mean it in a derogatory fashion, but look, they talk like this real manly. You know what I'm saying? And the Chinese kind of talk more slow and like they're But they're still talking faster than us, but it's still slow compared to the way these other guys talk. Because it's like you can tell these guys are geared into this manly image. You know what I'm saying? But these Chinese are they're more they speak and they take their time a little bit and it's softer. Because I mean, really, to scream at someone like this, you don't have to do that to get your fucking message across. Actually, the less you have to say, and you can get your point across, is the better. It's like conserving energy and it's being really efficient too. Even though it's not bad to if you gotta get loud on someone to be able to do that, because there is a time for that too, where you gotta like get it out, like, and let them know. It's kind of like, look, dude, this is you see which direction this is going now, right? So it's like just that alone is non-verbal but verbal communication. It's like that's how NLP kind of works. It's like, look, the tone of the voice means something. If I talk to you like this, I'm trying to put your freaking ass to sleep, or I must be trying not others secretive. Is talking normal. It also shows the state of the mind that you're in. That it's like, look, all right, you're not overly excited right now. Overexcited it could mean that the person's like, oh, they're it's you found something they like. So it could be that they're agitated. Can you distinguish the difference? People can't anymore. They forgot. They like assume just because you're loud, because you're excited, and you're kind of you're is it enamored or you find joy in it or something, and they take that as you're getting intimidating on them, but you're not being intimidating on them, and then they just go into fucking this defensive, then defensiveness by over aggressiveness conversationally, and it just totally gunks it all the whole thing up. I just noticed this all the time. See, that's another thing where it's just like being cool with what you are. You don't always have to defend yourself so to the death. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, here's the thing: when someone says something about you and you feel so compelled that you gotta go like this to fucking convince them that it's not. It's like, really, what if that person's wrong and they just accuse you of something? And instead, if you don't, it's like, if they can get the reaction out of you, that's all they want. That's like this. I seen this whole Scientology ambush type of conversationalism, and that's exactly what they do. They use this kind of subtle passive aggressiveness, and they build, and then they're looking to invoke this harsh emotional response from you. So all they got to do is just engage in questioning, interrogation with you for a few minutes, and eventually you're going to show your hand, because you're going to catch their gaslighting and their insinuations, and you're going to get offended. That's all they wanted. Even if you're right, you're still wrong, because they were just waiting in ambush to make you blow up because of your pride. See, that's what it is. See, pride leads to a downfall, man. You know what I'm saying? That's where everything goes backwards here. And they flip it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. They don't want women to have courage. They want them to be violent, like the worst aspects of men. Just like, men, they want women to be loose and all out there, and they're successful with all these things. Instead, see, when you start to take on the worst attributes of your own sex and the attributes of the other sex, bad news. You know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways. Just like to be forgiving of a man is good, but to be a fucking pushover chump, bad. Same thing with women. When you can get them to not forgive, oh man, it's like, look, bad news. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed these things now, but it took, this long of living to figure these things out, because I didn't know all these things. I had no freaking idea. If anything, they had me going in that wrong direction of what I'm speaking now. I can understand that. Now I can see how it's done. Like, from one of the ways you can look at it, princess programming. This dude, Freeman Fly, had a video about it where it's a mind control op. You know what I'm saying? And this is part of it. This princess programming. That's exactly what it is. Actually, in another way, it's the inversion of what I'm speaking about here. And I don't know. And that was kind of, I had to kind of go out on a limb here to even say that. I don't want people to twist and flip it and take it the wrong way. I try to really distinguish. There's a difference. Knowing the difference, that's where the truth lies.